Greetings metal community, my name is still Roger, back with a video, this time with kind of a mid-year best of list, my favorites so far this year of what I have picked up. And yeah, just like they are kind of ranked, but they will probably be in a different order and at the end of the year anyway, so yeah. Been a while since my last video, but that's only because I was planning to do this 3 weeks ago, but it's just been too hot in Norway, so I didn't want to sit in front of a camera and sweat. So but here I am finally with this list in the background, and one album or mini album that is one of my favorites this year is Chainsword from Poland with chapter 12. It's their third full-length album, but or if this gonna call a full-length album, because it's 5 tracks and 2 bonus tracks. So I don't know. There's not much information about the bonus tracks, so I'm guessing they're their own songs. But yeah, that Good Morning Vietnam is kind of a different sounding song than normally from this band. But yeah, most of you know this band. Like, who follow the underground, they are a self-released band. The 2 last albums, very much in a vein of, at least some of them are very much in a vein of Bolt Thrower. The first song here is totally Bolt Thrower worship. Same was the last album that came out last year. Had this opening track that was fully Bolt Thrower worship, but it's a little bit more kind of brutal than Bolt Thrower, I would say. Overall, the vocals are more juicier and powerful, and yeah, some the tempo wise it's a little bit faster in general, I would say. But yeah, killer album or mini album, whatever you're gonna call it. So if you haven't checked out Chainsword, go and do so. Self-released album. I will link up their Bandcamp below if you want to go and check it out. You should, if you like that type of death metal, because they are doing it very well. This next one is kind of a little bit low on the list, but I haven't spent enough time with it yet, and that's the new Teitanblood from the Visceral Abyss. You know, dark, deep, murky, filthy, horrible death metal, as you can see by all this drawing, and it's just evil and filthy and great. A little bit cleaner than the previous album, which is good. You can get the details more up there, and I really like this album, but I need to play it like at least 4 or 5 times more before I kind of decide where to put it. Haven't been in the mood for, or because of the heat, I haven't played vinyl at all, because I don't want to touch my vinyl with sweaty fingers. But yeah, absolutely a killer album from these guys. Yeah, if you like Teitanblood, I'm sure you would like this album as well. But another one that has been a band that's been quite popular the last couple of years with good reasons is Havukruunu from Finland with Tavastland. It is a little bit lower on the list this time, and it will be at the end of the year, because I think this is... I do like the 2 previous albums more than this one, but it's still a killer album. But not as much kind of heavy metal riffing as they had previous albums. It has a map of the Tavastland, and also this lyric book with Finnish lyrics. So quite impossible to understand if you have... Yeah, you can use Google Translate. Come on, it's not that hard if you want to get to this. But yeah, great kind of more a bit folky tendency on it. A little bit kind of lighter. It's not as evil and sinister as a lot of the Finnish black metal bands are, but killer band, and another great release by them. But it's gonna be a little bit lower on the list, because I think the 2 previous albums are better, and there are albums that I have enjoyed more this year. Next up is an old classic band. You know, Benediction, Ravage of Empires, just another killer album by them. I'm surprised on how good they sound, especially Dave Ingram. His vocals on this album is outstanding. And yeah, it doesn't sit back from the previous album, in my opinion. I enjoyed this just as much as I did the previous one. Don't need to talk much about Benediction. If you're into death metal and haven't heard this band, there's something wrong with you. Just saying. Another old favorite of mine, and one of their better albums the last 10 years, I would say, is Hate with Bellvm Regiis. Been active since the mid-90s at least. I think the first album was 96, if I remember correctly. Black and death metal. People who like Behemoth, especially the kind of mid-era of Behemoth, should go and check out this band. This band is overall better than Behemoth, in my opinion. I'd rather put this on than Behemoth any day. But I'm not so big fan of Behemoth now, even though the newest album was a little bit better. I don't get this kind of gatefold with just a band photo, but whatever. You could have put that in a inner and made it a single vinyl and probably made it a little cheaper, but it's out on Metal Blade, so it's good to see this band on a big label because they deserve it. They have been working hard all the time and kind of always been in the shadows of other Polish band, I feel, but one of the best Polish bands out there, in my opinion. And we're going to a filthy, horrible, dirty release, Phrenelith, Ashen Tomb. Killer album. Haven't played this enough yet, but I do have like 10 plus spins with it. But I got it and played it a lot, and I haven't revisited it yet, but I will now. And Ashen Tomb is their third album, Danish. Consists of Undergang members and Chaosian and so what. Just filled with great Danish musicians in the death metal scene. I would call this kind of a filthy, horrible, annoying little brother of Immolation. There's a lot of kind of that Immolation feel to their music, not necessarily riff-wise, but it's just that kind of dragging heaviness that Immolation have. Phrenelith has kind of done it in that way. I might be way higher at the end of the year. You never know. Then we have this band. Since their first release, which was an EP, I think, Sepulchral Curse, with Crimson Moon Evocations, Finnish death metal, typical deep vocals, but the music has some, I don't like to say melodic death metal incorporated with brutal death metal, which kind of floats very well, and they make this sound fantastic. It works very well. I don't like melodic death metal per se, but these guys and the way they do it is phenomenal. The previous album was one of my most played albums that year, and this has gotten a lot of spins as well. It's just pure quality death metal, and you get enough brutality here to kind of overshadow the fact that they are incorporating some more melodic side as well. But fucking killer album. If you haven't listened to this and are into death metal, go and check it out, because this is a quality death metal band from Finland, and you can go and listen to all the releases. They are absolutely great. Yeah, another black metal. My favorite black metal release this year, I think. Yeah, at least pure black metal, and that's the new Belenos with Egor. Or Egor, or whatever. I don't know if it's a French word or not. I haven't checked out, or name, or whatever. Digipack CD out on something called Northern Silence production. Just a small booklet with some lyrics. Yeah, Belenos is an old band, you know, been around for a long time, and I always been a fan of them. But 2 previous albums have kind of been just like, they've been good, but nothing much. But this album is a return to form. It's kind of raw and more direct than the previous one, not as atmospheric, I feel, and it's lesser of the kind of clean, layered vocals that he's kind of known for. So I really was surprised on how good this album is, and I'm very pleased to say that Belenos is back with this album in yeah, one of their best albums, maybe. Play this a lot and still enjoying it. Then we're going to Hungary. I think this album will be on many people's list this year, as their previous album was. This is Rothadas with Töviskert, kísértés, örök, érzete, lidércharang, or something. I think I nailed it pretty well there, but yeah. My Hungarian is non-existing, so. But yeah, 2-piece, death, slow death doom, almost funeral doom at some times. Just heavy, crushing album once again. Awesome cover, and once again a little bit dark on the vinyl edition. I don't know why this happens, but it's brighter than the previous one, because that was pretty hard to see how good cover art they really are. The CDs are kind of more clearer, so I don't know why that's happening, but yeah, just another fantastic album. If you liked the previous one, I would be very surprised if you don't enjoy this as well. How high this will end up on the list, I don't know, but it's for now at least a top 5 album. Might be higher, might be slightly lower, but for me it's just one of the best albums this year. Same goes with these guys. The previous album was also a banger of an album, and that's Jade with Mysteries of a Flowery Dream. Kind of a mix between several genres again, you know, death metal, atmospheric, bit black metal, more black metal on this, I feel, than the previous one. But these kind of floating, dreaming leads that they have over the music is just fantastic. I was a little bit skeptic the first time I heard this album. I thought they kind of, because the clean vocals that they have here, or cleanish vocals, haunting clean vocals, are kind of almost overused, but they have more variation on this album than the previous one, so it works. You just kind of need to get used to them a little bit, but absolutely a banger on album, and killer artwork as well. You know, this pretty much fits a little bit like creepy, atmospheric death metal, black and death metal, whatever you want to call it. Let's just call it extreme metal, maybe. One album that surprised me, first surprisingly not impressed by it, and because they changed the style a bit, was not what I expected it to be, and that's Sijjin with the Helligian Combat. You know, used to be a death metal band, but now they have turned into a thrash metal, or yeah, death thrash band, but there's so much thrash riffs here, so I call it a thrash album. Recorded live in studio, I think, and that sounds is quite unique. There's there's no other album this year that sounds like Sijjin, and that's great. You know, it's a standout album, not only in great riffs and songwriting. I was very skeptical the first time I heard this album, because I was expecting the death metal that they had on the previous, and also kind of back when there were Necros Christos as well. You know, you have that vocal, still have the same vocals, but it's just a killer, brutal thrash metal album. So if you haven't if you are like me, was kind of like disappointed first time you hear it, you have to go back and listen to it 3-4 times, because both the production and also the music is different from what you expect, and you need to give it some more spins. But this is an album that I've climbed gradually up on my list, and just a fantastic piece of music. Then we are going to Poland, and one of my favorites, of course, this year, since it's on second place, that's HexeKration Rites, with Misanthropic Path of Carnal Deliverance. Yeah, this is black and death metal, evil, murky, dirty sounding. A lot of kind of, it's death metal in the kind of guitar sound and vocally, but riff-wise it's kind of a good mix of black metal and death metal. Just an absolutely banger of an album. Could have had a little bit clearer production, because there's some of the kind of guitar work going on here that almost drowns in it, but the more you listen to it, the more you pick up on stuff, and that's what I like with albums, you know. Not a kind of instant kick-ass album, but after a couple of spins you kind of start to grow on you, and this is just a killer album. So HexeKration Rites with a K. So yeah, I will link it up below and go and check it out. I urge you to do it. This is a killer album. I would be surprised if it's not a top 5 album this year for me. So yeah, over to something totally different on the first spot. Still metal. Just relax. I'm not going to go outside that. But this is Afargang with Andvake. I saw Rauta did a review on this one, so you can go and check it out if you want to hear more from it. This is a Norwegian, and this is a picture of Hardingfele, or Hardingfiddle. This is a double-stringed, this is our national instrument, double-stringed fiddle with 4 over strings and then 4 to 5 understrings. I think this fiddle has 5 understrings, which makes the sound of it very kind of melancholic, and it's a little bit sad sound of it. I always liked Hardingfele, but you know, I'm not so much into folk music per se. I don't dislike it, but I'm not listening to it. But this guy has put a kind of a black metal clothing on folk music, and it's not this happy, joyful shit that a lot of these folk metal bands do. This is proper folk music with metal, you know, with guitars. And he's a professional fiddle player, so and he has done fiddle on Myrkgrav, and also he did fiddle for Ivar Björnsson and Einar Selvik's Skuggsjå, if you have heard that project. And there is Laika, the last track on side A, is very much in the vein of Skuggsjå, but apart from that, this is fiddle and folk music done in proper metal way, and it's heavier and grimmer. There are some black vocals here as well, but for the most part it's clean vocals and layered clean vocals, and he also sings some of the songs as like traditional singing, traditional folk music singing. So yeah, Norwegian, this fiddle has kind of been around since 1600, I think. It's the oldest they know about. So it's kind of a long-lasting traditional instrument for or traditional folk instrument in Norway, and I fucking love this album. This is kind of finally somebody managed to do a proper Norwegian folk metal album, and I mean, if you like Enslaved and stuff like that, go and check it out, because there are similarities with Enslaved, but it's different. It's just way more folky, and this fiddle fits very well with kind of black metal music. There are some kind of direct raw black metal, straightforward with as I said, blackened vocals on, but for the most part it is very folk influenced metal, and it's great. I don't know how many times I played this album, but yeah, a fantastic release. And if you want something different, go and check it out, because I mean, you could have wanted more fiddle on this, but I think it's balanced it very well. If you get too much fiddle, it might drop in quality, in my opinion. So I think it's a very good album. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me, and that's just because there are possible to do it even better. But yeah, I played this album probably 30-40 times already, and it's been out for 3 months or something like that. So yeah, absolutely a banger. Yeah, that was it for this video. I will be back shortly with a collection update. I think it will be black metal, so stay tuned for that if you are interested. If not, thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Be sure.